I'm a big fan of Matt and Aguirre as a couple, and I think this 90-day fiancé Throuple could do without Amani Jlassi. Matt is a 36-year-old man from California who's been married to Amani, 30, for a decade. Amani is bisexual, and during one of their trips to Mexico, she met stripper Annie, whom she fell in love with. Amani and Matt agreed to begin a polyamorous relationship with Annie, and their bond made them picture a life with Annie living in the US with them. For that to happen, Amani and Matt would have to get divorced so one of them could bring Annie to America on a K-1 visa. In 90 Day Fiancé Season 11, Amani and Matt took a trip to Mexico to get to know Annie, her life there, and her family better. But nothing is going according to plan. I'm watching Amani start to question whether the throuple was a good idea in the first place, and she's clearly becoming suspicious of Annie. Honestly, I'm surprised Amani hasn't noticed that Matt and Annie seem to connect more and might work better as a couple without her. I could tell Amani was still frustrated after finding out that Annie hadn't told her family about being in a throuple. Then, on top of that, Annie came clean with another secret. Amani and Matt were supposed to go home and plan both their divorce and their wedding after the trip, but Annie's mysterious behavior made it feel like they weren't on the same page at all. I don't blame Amani for feeling hurt. Being hidden like that would make anyone feel like they weren't being taken seriously. She said she was done being hidden, and honestly, I would be too. But I also saw that she was angry at Matt, and I get that. I deserve better. We deserve better. I actually felt a bit of respect for Annie for telling Amani that she had sex with Matt the night before. Even if Amani wasn't included, it couldn't have been easy to say, but at least she was honest. Amani asked Matt why he didn't even tell her, and honestly, I would have been upset too. Annie did apologize for not saying something sooner, but Amani was clearly more hurt by Matt's silence. Then Matt tells the cameras it was all his fault, but he also feels betrayed by Annie, like he's being set up for failure. Instead of guessing what they're thinking, maybe he should just communicate better. Amani didn't even have to tell Matt what Annie said, that she was in the relationship because of Amani and not him. But she did, and when she said, "She doesn't feel the same way about you," I could tell it really caught Matt off guard. He asked if Amani wanted a separate relationship with Annie, and she admitted she didn't, but it had stopped her from feeling sad. That clearly bothered Matt. He said he was hurt that Amani kept something from him, especially since it was the first time in their 10-year marriage. I get why that would sting. Little did Amani know that Matt shared a deeper bond with Annie. It's possible that Annie had told Matt the same thing behind Amani's back. Perhaps Matt felt that Amani was lying, since he wasn't there when it happened. He seemed to be in disbelief that Annie would say something like that, not because he felt excluded, but because Annie might have told him the opposite in private. I feel like he was more annoyed at the possibility that Amani was lying, which is probably why he asked if she wanted Annie all to herself. While Matt seemed confused, his demeanor hinted at jealousy. I think he felt like Annie's affection toward him was just an act, and that she truly wanted to be with Amani. That realization must have stung since he was the one who had caught real feelings for Annie during this whole process. It probably felt like he was being pushed out of the throuple, and I don't blame him for wanting to back out. Annie not wanting him felt personal, and to top it off, it was Amani who put him in that situation. No wonder he asked for time to think. This isn't the first time that Matt has been upset with Amani, always getting things done her way. Amani is the primary breadwinner in the family, with Matt being a stay-at-home dad, since she bears the financial responsibility of the house. Amani also seems to enjoy wearing the pants in the relationship. Perhaps the few moments he could spend alone with Annie made Matt feel fully liberated. He may have liked the independence and the way he could be himself around Annie, who didn't expect anything but love from him. In episode 11, Amani confessed she felt like she drove a wedge between Annie and Matt by telling him that Annie loved her more than him. She understood that her words made Matt feel like he didn't belong in the relationship. To show him that he is an equal in the relationship, Amani set up a cute date between Matt and Annie. She was looking forward to seeing how it would turn out. At the same time, I got why Amani was nervous, because it was the first time she had ever let her husband go on a date with another woman. Sounds weird saying it, but part of being a throuple. The one-on-one time that Amani gave Matt and Annie could have been her biggest mistake yet. Matt and Annie had a great time together, enough for them to forget about Amani's existence. It gave 90 Day Fiancé viewers a peek into what would happen if Matt and Amani got divorced and Matt married Annie. This would mean that the pair would slowly phase out the throuple relationship, leaving Amani alone. I suppose it's the best thing that could happen to all three of them, since Amani and Matt don't seem to have any love between them.